How are you doing? Daniel Lovett here. It's been a wonderful day. I am feeling so blessed. And I would like for you to feel blessed too, which is why I came online to share my blessings with you, to encourage you that you might find the same blessing, if not better, if not even better than what I experienced. I'll tell you, I woke up this morning with a thought that we can spend time with Father. And I'm talking about God. I'm talking about our source. I'm talking about the one whom Jesus referred to as Abba, aka Papa. We can spend time with Papa. We can spend time with Jesus. See, Jesus is the gate to experience all that heaven is and has to offer. I actually told a friend tonight the reason why I like the term host of heaven. Because I feel as though it was explained to me by the host of heaven why it's such a cool term. Because the host of heaven, anyone who's among the host of heaven, hosts heaven. And you too can host heaven. I shared with a group today. I did a concert today. It was lovely. And I shared with the group how we have this wonderful opportunity to spend time with God. This is what struck me today. We can connect with Him in the same way that Jesus modeled for us. He often took time to go off and pray, see. Actually engaging in conversation and relationship with, connection, actual, real connection. Now, I don't know why I frame it this way. I think I do know why. I think I know why because for so many years, of course I believe that relationship with God is possible, but for a great many, most of my life even, I've neglected Him. And then I've been angry with myself for neglecting Him. And somehow punished myself for that. And somehow never got around to actually doing that thing of actually connecting with God. This is not coming out well. All right, I'm going to put it to you another way. I was on this webinar with this con artist. No, I'm just kidding. A businessman who was selling his whatever that I was halfway interested in. But of course, I wasn't interested in paying him loads of money for it. So I was trying to glean what I could from this webinar, like I would any YouTube video. And he talked about how an hour of his time was worth $300. Like he would charge $300 for an hour of his time. And I thought to myself, I can spend time with the King of Kings. I can go straight to the top person in all the universe. King of Kings, Lord of Lords, and spend time with him. He's got time for me and he doesn't charge me. It's free. Like a parent doesn't charge their children to spend time with them. Anyway, I don't think he gets all hung up on the titles that we lob upon him. He just wants to be known as friend, brother, companion, um, dare I say, lover? Oh my gosh, that's a little bit too intimate, if you ask me. But he is someone who knows you quite intimately. He knows everything about you and he loves you perfectly and unconditionally if you can receive it. Can you receive it? Can you receive the fact that he loves you unconditionally, that you're family to him? Let's see if I can dim these lights a little bit. They're a little bit too bright in my face. Oh my gosh, that was such a reach, such a stretch. Oh, that's better. It feels a little more appropriate lighting for having a glass of wine. Anyway, what do I want to document here? Captain's log, star date, blah, 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 blah. What do I want to document? I would like to share this with you. I had a really cool dream. One of those memorable dreams that stick with you. You're like, oh my gosh, that was an awesome dream. How about if I share one of those with you? It's around Christmas time. In fact, it's the 4th day of Christmas, going on to the 5th day of Christmas now. We celebrate Christmas for 12 days and the whole month leading up to it as well. Day after Thanksgiving, boom, Christmas music is out. We're celebrating. We're watching every Christmas movie under the sun. We're cuddled up on the couch with popcorn, watching all kinds of Christmas movies. Before I get to my dream, I'm just going to share a little bit. This year, we really connected with A Christmas Carol, written by Charles Dickens. Charlie Dickens. From 1843, he published on December 19th of 1843. He wrote A Christmas Story in 6 weeks. How do I know so much about it? Well, there's this wonderful, wonderful movie that shares Charles Dickens' story of how he wrote A Christmas Story, or A Christmas Carol. It's called The Man Who Wrote Christmas. Really wonderful historical piece. Have you heard of this movie, The Man Who Wrote Christmas, or who invented Christmas? Sorry, I'm saying it wrong. The Man Who Invented Christmas. You got to look it up. Check it out. It was wonderful. It was wonderful. Wonderful. And then, so I had to watch A Christmas Carol, and I found one with Jim Carrey doing the voice of Scrooge, an animated film. That was quite something. I haven't finished that one yet, but I really like it. I don't know. There's just something about that film about, can people change? Can people change? Is the question at hand. And I know that through the gospel, they can, and they do. Because I was even considering my own life. Do you know that I came from such a place of despair and depression? And now, you have no idea. And this is because of the faithfulness of Jesus Christ. The faithful, unconditional love he presents me with every single day. The smile upon his face over my life. He's delighted in me. He's allowed me to see all the host of heaven who are cheering me on. I can't see them all, but there's plenty that I can see and experience. I experience the blessing of heaven in my life. It's wonderful. So Christmas is very special. What a wonderful, special time Christmas is. And I want to share a Christmas dream I had with you. So in this dream, I all of a sudden just poof appeared on the stage of a nativity play in progress. And actually, it was the closing scene. Everyone came out onto the stage and were given their final bows, and everyone was clapping. And all of a sudden, boom, Daniel appears on the stage with my daughter, Emma. And I have a bottle of wine in my hand. That's funny. And I look at all the people and they're just shocked. The look of shock on their faces. All the actors are just staring at me like, what is going on? The audience doesn't know what to think. They're like, what a magical little treat this was. What is this all about? I mean, they're watching a play, they're watching theater. Now, this magic act of Daniel just materializing on the stage of a passion play, or no, nativity play. Boom, there I am. And I look back and I see everybody, and I look over at Jesus. Just that scene, and just the message of it, the beauty of it, struck my heart so wonderfully that I dropped the bottle of wine. I fell to my knees, started sobbing, fell on my face, just taking in this message of the gospel, that my God incarnated as a little baby to come woo my heart, to submit himself and humble himself to humanity. And in the end, to humble himself even to the point of death. Humble himself to his enemies and saying, do your worst. I had to get this wonderful insight, about Jesus. He's the King of angels, right? The King of angels is, O come all you faithful, adeste fideles, has this line in it, the King of the angels. And I thought about that scene where he was being arrested. He says, don't you know I can call on my Father and he will send a legion of angels? A legion of angels. And he says, well, that's not why I'm here. I'm here to submit myself to my enemies. This is how I win your heart. See, it's that message that struck me. I fell on my face, just weeping. And all of a sudden, in my dream, on the stage of this nativity play, something strange started happening to me. I started sliding along the floor, and I felt a little weightless. And I was like, towards the audience. And I'm like, I'm going to slide right off the stage. And when I do, I'm going to fly. I just know it. And I do. I float off the stage, and then I soar up into the rafters of the place. Anyway, that's the end of the dream, but yeah. And I thought about those legion of angels that Jesus could have called on. Do you know that every single angel, all the billions and trillions of angels that swear their allegiance to the Lord Jesus Christ, the billions and trillions, the billions of trillions of angels that bow their knee to the Lord Jesus Christ, that are in his service, they don't serve him out of compulsion. They don't serve him out of fear. They serve him because they love him. And a revelation I got today, I was reminded of the story of David when he was outside of Bethlehem. The enemy had taken over Bethlehem. They had their garrison in Bethlehem. And David and his mighty men were there, and David just said these words. He said, "Oh, for a drink of water from the well of Bethlehem." And a few of his men, heard him say it, and they strategized, okay, we're going to go get him a glass of water from the well of Bethlehem. We're going to get him a cup of water. And so they break through enemy lines. They get in there. They get their, they get some water from the well and bring it back to him. And he's like, "What? You love me that much? This is your blood. I mean, I cannot drink this. That would be inappropriate for me to drink this." And he poured it out on the ground. And he's like, and they loved him all the more for it, Like they displayed their love for him. And this is what all the angels and saints of heaven do. And you too can be an angel and a saint. You too are an angel of the saint when you're host of heaven, when you host heaven, when you host heaven. And I want to say this. Heaven is not so much of a place as it is a person. When you host the Lord Jesus, when you love him. I love Jesus. I'm hosting Jesus. It's pretty awesome. It's pretty wonderful. And I encourage you to do the same. And that's all for tonight. Good night, everyone.